So start at 21.
And the Most High created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly.
It said he created whales and every living creature that moveth upon the waters. Wait a minute. Is man a creature? Does man move? If the Heavenly Father is the creator, what does that make us? One of his creatures. Also an ant, a roach, a goddamn aardvark, a snake is one of his creatures. It said he created great whales and every living creature that moveth, that the waters brought forth. Guess what? Everything came out the water. When you're inside of your mother's womb, what are you in?
Water.
And when her water what? That's when you come out, right?
With the water.
Right? And when you're in her stomach, how are you breathing?
Water.
Like you're breathing like a fish. You're not using your lungs. You're breathing underwater like a fish. The scripture said that we came out the waters. When it's a humid day out here, what does that mean? That means that there's a lot of evaporated water in the air. That's what the humidity is, and your clothes stick to you. That's called humidity. Because there's a lot of evaporated water, perspiration in the air. It's basically invisible water. So the scriptures say we came out the waters. If we don't get enough water, what happens to us? So is the Bible lying? Well, these dummies out there, they don't see it that way. These stupid ass people out here, they don't see it that way. Water. That's what we came out of, water. When you having sex with a woman, you shooting your fluid into her. You start off as a tadpole. And you're already alive. Your mother don't give you no life. Your life comes from your daddy. You came out of his balls blazing. How do you think you got up to the egg, to the womb? Because once you get shot up in that canal, you got to swim up there. If you ain't alive, how you swimming? Doesn't make no damn sense. These women, these people are fucking retarded, man. They're retarded, all right?
Yeah.
That's where your life comes from your daddy.
That's why
your mother's all she's doing is she's an incubator. She's an incubator. That's what she is. She's an incubation chamber for you.
Can I say something? That's why if a woman's feeling the man, what does she say to the man? She said, I want to have your baby. She don't say, I want to have our baby or my baby. She said, I want to have your baby.
Well, wait a minute. If it ain't your baby, then why is it they taking you to child support? I thought it was her baby. Why you got to go to child support then if it ain't yours? Why do they have to have a paternity test to find out who the patriarch, which means father, who the father is of that baby? Why do they have to find out who the patriarch is? Not the matriarch, because as the old saying goes, it's mama's baby and daddy's maybe. Because it might be yours, but then again, it might be Kenny the electrician. Then again, it might be Marcus the drug dealer. It might be JoJo the weed man. You never know whose it is. But it's definitely hers. But you don't know whose it is. That's why it's not called a maternity test. It's called a paternity test. To establish who is the father. In other words, the one who they're going to hook to pay for that. The one they're going to put on the hook to pay for that. That's what that is.
When it comes to killing the baby, the father don't exist.
Right.
It takes two people to make a baby, but when she goes to an abortion clinic, how come there should be a release form saying, look, the man that slept with you, that impregnated you, he have to sign here too in order for you to abort this baby. They don't do that.
No, they don't do that. They don't do that. And with these women, it's like with them, it's the opposite. We ain't telling nobody to abort no children. But if a guy wants her to abort it, she wants to keep it. If he wants her to keep it, she wants to abort it. Whatever you want, they gonna do the exact opposite. Now, if you look like you have some type of career or some future, oh, that baby's gonna make it. There's gonna be prenatal care. There's gonna be prenatal care. They're gonna take them what you call it, them vitamins and all that. They're gonna do that prenatal. They're gonna do all that. They're gonna go to Lamar's classes and all that. Because she done hooked her, she done caught her a sucker. That's what it is. She done caught her a sucker and she got you. Now you got it. You in the trap now. Yeah, well there it goes. Now, as a matter of fact, black children are an endangered species. You know who the number one killer of black people is? It's the black woman. Get that in the Apocrypha. What is it? The 19th chapter. And then we're going to get off this subject. I don't even want to give them no light. We're dealing with spiritual things. But this is spiritual because it's mentioned in the scriptures. Again, if you add up all the niggas that died since the cocaine epidemic hit the shores of America, late 70s, early 80s, up till now, from the crack game, heroin, go back to the 30s, and they was doing heroin and all them. People were doing heroin and all that. In the 70s, it was the heroin from Vietnam and all that. Add up all the deaths from heroin, from the crack epidemic, whether it's from the drug wars in the street. Add all those deaths up, then add up all the deaths of people who died in Vietnam, World War II, hell, World War I. Then add that all together, and it still don't equal, up to this day, about 16 million black babies aborted. 16 million. You can go check it out because the numbers are climbing every day. About 16 million black babies have been aborted up to this point. So the number one killer of black people is not, add up the numbers from cancer, black people that die from AIDS, pneumonia, add all that in, throw all that shit into it, total it up. And then put that against the total of black babies that have been aborted. Doesn't come close. Heart attacks, strokes, add all that in. Atherosclerosis, which is what, clogged arteries. Add all the cancer, add all them numbers up. And then put that against the number of black babies that have been aborted. Doesn't add up. So who's the number one killer of black people? Black women. And then again, you know they're gonna throw it on you and say it's the black man's fault. Wait a minute. Bitch, you opened your legs to these bum ass niggas. You the one who cocked your legs open to these niggas. You. But you're not to blame. These low life ass niggas that you having babies with that ain't shit, they ain't about shit. They already got other kids with other women that they not taking care of, but you want to procreate with. And you think the end result with you is going to be different than the other one. Then when they know he ain't going to be around, which that's already known anyway, they want to go abort it. But then it's the guy's fault. Wait a minute, you cocked your legs open. In other words, she's free from being scolded for what happened. Like, oh, it's not her fault. No, it is your fault. Because if you didn't take it, that means you willingly gave it. And then you didn't tell him to put on the condom. You let him hit it raw. So what you think is going to happen if you have unprotected sex? That's what's going to happen. But then again, it's the black man's fault. See, we not about that bullshit up here. We're going to tell it like it is. In other words, they don't like to be called on their shit, but they'll call you out on yours all the time. You call them out on their shit, they feel like they're being attacked. Well, wait a minute. All these ratchet ass kids in the hood, who raised them little motherfuckers? Because if the man ain't around in the house, who raised them little monster, motherfucking ghetto monsters? Who raised them? That's running around out there terrorizing the whole fucking hood. I tell you what, the majority of their mamas is in them fucking churches. The worst goddamn kids out there is them motherfucking bitches who go to church every Sunday. Their kids is the worst rotten motherfuckers out there. I went to school with plenty of them. I know plenty of them. That was out there, got niggas on the block working 3 shifts. 3 shifts, 24/7. Shooting and killing motherfuckers. But his mama, she's on the deacon board in the church. I know plenty of them. Oh, the daughter? Oh, the daughter is a supreme thought. Everybody done went through that already. The whole neighborhood done went through the daughter already umpteen times. These people who be in church all the time. Their kids are the ones that's out there. You go and do a search. Their kids are the ones that's out there tearing up the whole damn spot. Their kids. They in church every Sunday though, the mothers. Who raised these little monsters? Because the men ain't around. These little monsters been raised by who? Their mama. But again, it's your fault. Did you find that in Ecclesiastes? I think it's 1926.
Oh, that's 25.
25. Yeah, what you got?
Lamentations 4:3.
Yeah, read that, then I'm gonna get that.
Even the sea monsters draw out the breast
that give suck to the young ones.
Right, even a sea monster. You got whales, you got sharks, and other things you probably never seen in the sea. But they're little ones. If you see a mother shark, the little baby shark is right up under her, swimming right up under her, close to her. A baby whale is swimming right next to his mama. So the scriptures say even a sea monster will pull out the breast so the baby can eat. Now, I know plenty of women out there like they'll start getting that bottled shit and feeding it to the baby. They suck too hard. They suck too hard. They'll take pills to dissolve the milk that's in their breast instead of letting the baby suck the milk out. Her milk is the best thing for the baby to eat.
Yep.
That's the best thing for the baby to eat. Babies that are breastfed, they grow bigger, stronger, taller, and they're more intelligent. And they're eating their mother's milk where they came from. They even refuse to breastfeed their own children. I've seen that and heard that over the years from plenty of different people. They suck too hard. The scriptures say even the sea monster will draw out their breast to give suck to their young ones. But our woman, what, Reed?
The daughter of my people has become cruel.
Has become cruel. You trying to tell me that these goddamn black ass women ain't cruel to their children, to their babies? They talk to their little daughters. Get over here, bitch. I done heard and seen that many a times. Oh, especially with the sons. Oh boy, the little boys. Oh man, they let them have it. Oh, especially you look like your daddy, or you gonna catch hell. You ever got your ass whooped because you look like your father?
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Because you look like your daddy? Mama, can I get some syrup? Get the fuck out of here, you look like your father. How many of you ever heard some shit like that before? I heard it. I heard my friends' mamas doing it to them. Mama, can I get a piece of shit? Get the fuck out of here, you look like your father.
My mom is looking at me real hard. I was gonna call my mom, why are you looking at that shit? You look like your fucking father.
There you go. Wait a minute.
You told me that. And I was what? I was 40 last year.
How many of you men, if you got daughters, I mean, I don't have kids at all, but how many of you men out there looked at your daughter and like, the fuck out of here, you look like your mom? How many men ever did that before? I don't know none. I never even heard of a man doing no shit like that. Heard of women doing that though. Black women. Fuck out of here, you look like your daddy. Mama, can I get some cereal? Fuck out of here. Just asking for some cereal.
She was there sitting there looking at me at the table. I looked at her across. Mom, why are you looking at me like that for? She was like, you look like your fucking father. I was like, wow.
But the thing is, if she got so much beef with your father, why the fuck did she fuck him then?
Nah, they stood together.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
And they live in Delaware. Ain't that something?
Hey, man, hey.
Yeah, write this up.
Hey, I can't make this up. I ain't making it up, man. I'm not making this stuff up. Y'all know it. Y'all lived it. I know y'all lived it. Go ahead.
Like the ostrich in the wilderness, the tongue of the sucking child cleaved to the roof of his mouth for thirst. The young child acts bread, no man breaketh it unto them.
Right, and then it's comparing her to the ostrich in the wilderness. It's saying because the tongue of the baby cleaveth to his mouth. Because the baby's looking for what? Milk, nourishment. Looking for milk so it can suck the milk. If you know anything about an ostrich, the female ostrich, she'll take her eggs and she'll dig up and she'll hide them in the ground. Then she'll forget where she put them and then step on them and crush them and kill them. So it's comparing our women to an ostrich. That's what it's comparing them to. It's making a comparison. That's why it says the daughters of our people have become cruel. Do you know how many in other words, a lot of these chicks had so many babies yanked out of their womb, and bitches need to wear Yankee caps. They don't have so many babies yanked out of them. They put them tweezers up in there, and then you know what happens with those babies? Them babies, after they get yanked out of them, those babies are used for stem cell research. Where do you think they get the stem cells from? From the aborted fetuses. Then you got companies, I think the company's name is Genomics, and they deal with Pepsi. This company takes something out of the livers and other parts of aborted fetuses, and they develop better tasting food for anything, I think, under the Pepsi banner. And other companies were using them, but once it was found out that they were using parts of aborted fetuses to develop, in other words, to develop foods, to develop what's called foodless food. Like like Sunny Delight. You look at Sunny Delight, There ain't no juice in it. It's about this much ingredient.